Explosive new documents released by outgoing DNI Tulsi Gabbard, reviving questions about Dr. Anthony Fauci's role in funneling taxpayer dollars to experiments tied to the origins of COVID-19 in Wuhan, China. Our correspondent Brooke Taylor is reporting live on this out of Dallas. Hi, Brooke.
Hi, Sandra. Well, Tulsi Gabbard released hundreds and hundreds of pages of declassified documents that she says shows a massive COVID-19 cover-up.
I'm releasing never-before-seen communications and documents that expose exactly how Fauci worked with politicized career leadership in the intelligence community to suppress the truth about his actions.
The documents show intelligence officials weighing the lab leak theory as early as March of 2020. One official wrote that policymakers were hearing claims the virus was, quote, genetically engineered. Another asked, it's possible it could have been engineered, right? Gabbard points to whistleblower allegations that intelligence analysts who supported the lab leak theory, well, they face professional consequences and retaliation. The documents also focus on U.S. taxpayer-funded COVID research tied to China. According to the records, EcoHealth Alliance received funding from the National Institutes of Health for a project called, quote, Understanding the Risk of Bat Coronavirus Emergence. The documents identify the Wuhan lab as a research partner and show at least $66,500 in U.S. grant money was spent in China. Now, one of the most explosive claims made is that Fauci allegedly lied under oath during his 2024 congressional testimony, where he denied knowledge of discussions with U.S. intelligence officials about that COVID-related research.
The second issue is a false accusation that I tried to cover up the possibility that the virus originated from a lab. In fact, the truth is exactly the opposite.
And we have tried to reach out to Fauci for comment about these documents and allegations. We reached out to the Georgetown Global Health Institute. Still waiting to hear back, Sandra.
All right, Brooke Taylor out of Dallas on that for us. Brooke, thank you. John.
All right, Sandra, more on this now. Dr. Mark Siegel, Fox News senior medical analyst. This all revolves around this famous moment from May 11th, 2021, where Dr. Rand Paul, Senator Rand Paul, and Dr. Fauci go around the horn on whether or not the U.S. ever funded gain-of-function research at the WIV. Listen here.
The NIH and NIAID categorically has not funded gain-of-function research to be conducted in the Wuhan Institute of Virology. We have not funded gain-of-function research on this virus in the Wuhan Institute of Virology. I don't know how many times I can say it, Madam Chair. We did not fund gain-of-function research to be conducted in the Wuhan Institute of Virology.
So, Doc, from what we know of this document released from the ODNI, does that change?
Yeah, here's how I look at this, and you could call it semantics or you can call it what you want. I'm not going to look at it legally, but first of all, I interviewed Dr. Fauci multiple times during the pandemic, and it was clear to me that he believed strongly that it didn't come from the lab, but he was looking for allies in that belief, including George Gao, head of CDC in China, and he said to me multiple times, I have an open mind about this, but he was clearly convinced it didn't come from the lab, and he looked for narratives to support that. Now, when he says, and this is the tweak part, we at the NIH did not fund gain-of-function research, here's what really is true. The NIH did fund EcoHealth Alliance and Peter Daszak, who was working and funding direct research from the Wuhan Institute of Virology, and Shijing Li, who was running this research, where they did add human receptors. And this is what's coming out of the Tulsi Gabbard documents.
Pascal, I would like to begin with what might have been a trigger for your whistleblowing. You come from a very important Bahraini family, and your Swiss side is equally important. You're a direct descendant of a former Swiss president, as a matter of fact. You were headed toward quite a predictable career in international banking, and that's how things started out for you. When and why did that change? What exactly was the trigger?
The card house of lies got destroyed by pulling one card, and that was your president. He pulled the card after being lied to by his advisors. He's not a doctor. He's not a toxicologist. He's a businessman and a peacemaker, after all. He got lied to as high treason, and the consequences will come very soon.
Copyright Geostrat Agency LLC 2026.
I will always place the mission first. I will never accept defeat. I will never quit. And I will never leave a fallen comrade. We will never leave a fallen comrade. We will not neglect those who are injured, sick, or in need. I won't divulge internal conversations. I will say that those of us within the intelligence community continue to provide the president with all of the best objective intelligence available to inform his decisions.
The last what the world wants is an insecure United States. We need a strong, healthy, wealthy, self-competent, not warmongering United States to keep peace. It's the way your president is managing things. President Trump, that is.
War in this context and in pursuit of peace is necessary.
They're not the bully of the Middle East anymore.